For your ingredients, you're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, some oil. You're going to need vanilla extract, 2 eggs. You're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter that's going to be melted, and 2 cups of milk. While you're mixing your ingredients, you can have a pan of oil with your mold inside of it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have all your dry ingredients. You grab them and mix them together. Next thing to add is going to be your eggs. After the eggs are in, you're going to slowly begin to add some milk. So as my batter rests, all I'm going to do is mix my sugar and cinnamon. I have a cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. And these are some of the tools I'm going to be using to flip my buñuelos over. And over here I have a plate with paper towels so they can absorb the oil. And remember, as your oil is heating up, you want to make sure that your mold is in there, because you always want to make sure that your mold is hot before you go ahead and dip it in your batter. So I noticed that my batter had a lot of lumps. So what I did is I went ahead and got the batter from there, and I'm just going to strain it into this other bowl just to make sure that I don't have any lumps as I'm trying to fry it. We want to make sure that we have the smoothest batter, so I'm just going to do this real quick before I begin making the buñuelos. Alright, so my batter looks a lot better now that I've removed all the lumps. So what I'm going to do to test the oil to see if it's ready, I'm going to grab a little bit of the batter. I'm going to dip it in. If you see all those bubbles, that means that it should be ready to go. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you shake all the excess oil off. And when you dip it in, you want to make sure that it doesn't surpass your mold. And what you want to do while it's in there, you just shake it off. And if you're waiting, you want to make sure your mold is always in there, because you want to make sure that it stays hot. I'm going to put it up a little bit higher. I'm going to flip it over. Do you see those lumps on there that are popping up? I didn't shake the batter off, so it gave it like an ugly texture, but just keep playing with it and then you'll see it'll get better. And then I think that's good. I don't like it too dark because it'll still come out crunchy, and it's still hot, so as it's drying, it's still going to basically be cooking in oil even though we have it here. So we're gonna leave it there for a little bit so that the oil dries off, and then you just dip it into this, and then they should be good. Let's do another one. Yeah. I over dipped this one so you see how it's not falling off of the mold. I'm gonna have to put the phone down, so I'm gonna cut the top off so that it can come off of the mold. So this is the progress so far. So I found a little trick. Even if the batter sticks to your mold, as you're shaking it, poke it with like one of these long sticks. You can just kind of slowly like poke the edges so that your buñuelo falls off. And then you're good to go. That way you don't waste them. And I've only broken 2 so far. But that's what it looks like. Yum.